7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bam.
Hey, it's Interfleet Broadcasting. I'm New York Pete, Tipsy Toaster. How's
Yo.
everybody doing?
Hi, everybody.
Hope you're all as anxious to meet and greet. We have military sci-fi author Craig Martelle is in the wings from Alaska, coming onto the show to talk about us all the great stuff that he's got a lot of books, so wait for
Yeah.
that. We have special guest. We have Diana Durango is coming. Oh yeah. So co-star of The Stranded Warrior is going to be with us later in the show as a special guest, and that is going to be super. I'm really stoked. I'm looking forward to that, and I hope you guys are ready for it, because it's going to be wild. And welcome everyone. This is Interfleet Broadcasting. It's our pop culture entertainment news broadcast. Chris and I grew up in the 70s and 80s.
No. I grew up in the 90s.
Yeah, no, you didn't. So anyway, we watched a lot of television and cartoons and movies, and that period of time kind of stuck with us. We're really big Battlestar Galactica fans, as a footnote of the entire franchise. But we were young when we watched the original BSG, and it kind of stayed with us. And that's the catalyst for having this show and everything else that we do here. So welcome. I know that a lot of you watch this show afterwards in your own time zones as a rerun. We're live on now, so I want to welcome everyone here.
At least
that's
we think
with
we
us.
are.
Colin.
Are we really here? Do we really know?
Yeah. Colin, Rob Baum, our very own John One, who's going to come on in a little bit. Dave Francoeur, good friend of ours. Thank you, Dave. Good evening to you. Thanks for tuning in. And let's see. We are going to, as you come on, guys, put up a quick hello. Steve McCormick, thanks for joining us. Appreciate you, buddy. Everybody else that's on, as I spot you, of course, I will do a little shout out to you. We appreciate you coming on board. I know that our regulars should be here momentarily, right? We have our Down Under crew from Australia, and sometimes we tune in live. We get some live fans from Europe, including Brigitte from Austria, and some of our supporters in Germany and France as well. So guys, as you come on, send us a quick hello. We'd like to hear from you and recognize you live on the broadcast. And thanks for watching us, everybody else around the world. We have a strong following in Brazil. We have a strong following in Vietnam and in Japan and Hong Kong and other places around the world. Of course, we mentioned Australia already. So and in South Africa and a couple of other places. So there are the English speaking and non-English speaking. So thank you very much for watching us and supporting us, everybody. We'll have an update on The Stranded Warrior. But in the meantime, yes, Rob, our unofficial fact checker, says, I try to catch it in the Twilight Zone when I can. It's the Sterling rule. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate it. Rob's a very, very good a supporter and a good friend of ours here at Interfleet Broadcasting. So thanks, guys.
Chuck
and thank you,
Carl,
Rob,
and everybody out there.
We're going to let's do our toast, Chris.
Yes. So yes, every week we always toast to the fans. This week is no different. I will let Pete put up the beer, and I will.
Well, actually, I'm going solo. I'm drinking Dragon Con's Dragon Nectar.
Oh, well, be that way.
Yes.
That one's from
me. That's what I got. Well,
every year Dragon Con gives different alcohols. So that one's last year's, I believe. So
yes, it's vintage. So
vintage mead.
Vintage mead. John Oliphant, thank you for joining us live. Appreciate it.
And then in my case, I think because it is a milk stout, my partner in crime has not partaken. But today is Christmas morning for me. So we're going to do vanilla and gingerbread, or ginger, and what else we got in this thing? Coffee. Oh boy. Cinnamon, honey, vanilla. What doesn't it have? And it's only 9.2% alcohol. So,
and this round, we can thank Superfan Fran again for taking care of that. Appreciate it. Much appreciated.
What are you drinking out of?
I am drinking in the Apollo Battlestar Galactica glass.
I'm drinking in something special tonight.
What is that? Let's see. Whoa!
The barbell glasses from Battlestar Galactica.
From Battlestar Galactica. Has that ever been cleaned since 1978? It has? Okay.
Yeah. A little dust was in there, but not anymore.
Not anymore, because you inhaled it.
That's it.
Did you get the spider web?
I'm breathing in the earth.
Yeah. And Lola,
AKA dust.
You came right on at the right time. You watched Tipsy Toaster inhale the dust from his 1978 glass that he's from.
I had to put the silver thing on it still, but I have all three sets. This actually was a candle holder.
But not on Battlestar Galactica, was it?
Not on Battlestar Galactica, it wasn't. It was a drinking glass. But this was called the Uncandle because it was full of oil. It had an oil. You put it on water and it floated on top of the oil. Floated on top of it. It's kind of cool, but
that's interesting.
Yes. But anyways, here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Hold it open.
All right. Let's do it. 2, 3.
Oh, that sounds good.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay. You don't know what you're missing. It smells like Christmas morning over here.
All right. Well,
jingle bells, jingle bells.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good mead. There we go. Yeah. That's as dark as my Cylon soul. Look at the foam on that thing is. It's gonna make it. It's gonna be a bit before I can drink, evidently, because Chris.
You're just gonna be like a milkshake. Hey Lola, how's it going? Oh, Fran. Hey, Fran's on. Somebody cleaned out the good stuff from my fridge and left Michelob Ultra. I love the cheap beer, Fran. Colin Schmidt, I'd buy that for $1. Carl, Team BSG Viper. Thanks for joining us live. And let's see, you ready?
I think so. So everybody, thank you. It's the fans that create the universes. It's the fans that continue the universes. It's writers like we have tonight who create new universes, and actors who act in those universes like we'll have tonight, and just people that are just fans make these things go forward. They really do fuel the fandoms, and they fuel the fleet. So as what we always say, here's to you, because fans fuel the fleet.
This is very good. Thank you.
Mine's a little foamy. But it does taste like Christmas morning. It's like gingerbread.
Wow.
I'm glad it doesn't have peppermint because I don't like peppermint. But it tastes like gingerbread and all the good stuff. That's
cool.
And it's dark. Look how dark that is. You can't even see through that. It's so dark.
Whew, that's cool.
Cylon Soul. Count Ebley's got nothing on this. It's darker than Count Ebley's soul.
Oh, okay. Well,
but just barely.
Let's see. So, just barely, right? I think that we are going to have a pretty cool show. I know that John won.
You think?
Hey, George in the house.
Let's be positive here. We are going to have a pretty good show.
Oh yes, we are. Okie dokie, Lola. You catching all of this? This is crazy, right? Yes. Rob says, isn't Apollo attired in a colonial parka or anorak from Gunn on Nice Planet Zero? Yes, he is. Isn't that weird? Right? There it is. Yeah. He's wearing
he's just had fluff around his ears.
I don't know. It seems like it's, or is it?
It's his Viper exploding behind him. Wait a minute, that's Zach.
All right. You know what? Not cool. Jeff Walters, thanks for tuning in live. Appreciate it. And so this is good.
This is really good. Look at that.
This is very good. Anyway,
Black.
John 1 is with us. I wanted to introduce something. I pulled this out of my archives.
What you got?
This is Battlestar Galactica. Colonel Ty and Commander Adama on the flight bridge of the Battlestar Galactica planning to launch an attack against the Cylon fighters. Number 7 in a series of 16 Big G cereal premiums.
Oh,
and
I never knew they had those.
Trix, Lucky Charms, and Cocoa Puffs to name.
Which one's that one from? If it's from Trix, it's worth more.
Oh, it's Trix. You can smell the candy fruit.
Can you lick
smell.
it? Go ahead and lick it and make sure.
No, man.
Where's the
special.
70s? If that was in the 1970s, what does that cereal taste like now?
Oh, I can surely get. I'll buy a box and challenge you to it. Look what else was with that. This is such a cool card. These are the best cards, the Wonder Bread cards.
There is no bad picture of Athena. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, but these are the best pictures. Anyway,
yeah,
I found
picture.
those, and I thought
Athena.
I'd share that with everybody.
Anyways, as I always say, Athena.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So is John in the wings or what?
I think so. I think
all right,
he's
cool.
He's beyond the wings. He's in the outside. I got to turn his audio back on. Well, he should come on when I flip him over. Yep, there it is.
All right, hey John.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good. What's going on, man?
Pretty good. Keeping
Cool.
busy. Getting rid of all this hot weather up here.
Hot
yeah,
weather?
that's just incredible. But
Wow, 86 degrees.
yeah, and you've been out and about though. You have some
Yes.
some updates for us, and I know that you stopped in at I guess one of your local comic book shops.
Yeah, we went to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, so we got tired of seeing all the shoe fly pies, so we decided to go. My son looked up a comic book shop.
Cool. I do that. I do that too, man. Yep.
So we decided to check it out and see what's there. We got some good stuff.
Cool. Well, so what do you got for us this week?
Well, we got some good stuff coming up. He didn't get to play Superman, but he does get to play Dracula. So Nicolas Cage will play Dracula in Renfield.
Oh, yeah.
Previews look pretty funny. I guess it's about Renfield trying to escape Dracula, and you see him eat a bug, and then he goes hilariously kills people. So, but the previews are pretty funny. The coming attractions looks pretty good. Looks like a nice time to get out and see a movie. That'll be out in the movie theaters tomorrow. And now they're on horror. Evil Dead Rise will be out. It's about a mother.
That just looks wrong.
Possessed. Yeah, and she goes after people in the apartment building, so it kills them. But if there's no Bruce Campbell, then I'm not interested. So
yeah.
Bruce Campbell's one that made that series, and he should have been in it, at least made a cameo or something. But
Mommy loves you to death. Yeah, no thanks.
Scary,
that's just creepy
stuff.
looking.
It's always a monster jumps out of the shadows, or she comes to the floor, but it's all right.
Yeah,
if you're into that stuff. And so, the Ahsoka trailer is out now, so it's finally coming out. It looks pretty good. I was surprised. I was surprised how well it was going to be. And that's the 40th anniversary of Star Wars.
I hear that's returning to theaters.
That'll return to theaters, I think, later this month. So it's going to go on. Look at the previous guides and tell you which theater it's going to be in. 40 years already. Holy cow, I'm old. I think I was 10 years old when that came out.
Okay.
Just when you have good days, you see something like this. Oh, look cool. And then you say, oh, the anniversary. You're like, oh, man. look.
Yeah.
So that should be coming out soon. I think that's coming out at the end of the month, or I think April 29th, something like that. I think it should be the end of the month, they said. So that should be good. And let's see, the Ahsoka trailer looks pretty good. I think Ray Stevenson plays a Jedi called Baden. He escaped Order 66, and according to the lore, he's working for Thrawn. He looks pretty good. He has the red saber, the yellow eyes, so I think he's going to be an evil Jedi. And
there's a big controversy on the orange saber going on.
Yeah, they say it's big or bad or good, but I don't know. I never seen the orange saber before. I haven't read about that. I gotta read that now. Another color. That's Lars Nicholson. He'll be playing Admiral Thrawn, Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Cool. Yeah.
So we've seen him. If you've been watching the Mandalorian, you'll see he's starting to make hints. So hopefully he'll show in the Mandalorian, but I don't think so. but I think Bo Katan will be in Ahsoka. That's for sure.
Oh.
I think he's going to team up with her and go after Thrawn. But
I'm just waiting for
guys,
May the 5th for all these new announcements. I mean, maybe the new Jar Jar will finally come out.
Oh,
well,
there we go.
There's some new movies coming out. They're going to bring back Ren to play her character, and she's going to start with Jedi Master School again and all that stuff. And I just don't see Ren. I can't watch her. I'd rather watch a Jar Jar Binks Christmas special and sing along all the songs over and
Heck
over
yeah!
again.
Now you're talking.
Ren Star Wars again.
Because Jar Jar Binks is the best character in all of Star Wars, and everybody knows it.
Funny.
I think those last few movies should be just erased from canon. So, but the Mandalorian.
How about we do a fan movie with Jar Jar? There we go.
Yeah, I'd rather watch that than Ren. I'd even do the voice. Yeah. Sing along with me. Merry Christmas, everybody. Misa wants a Christmas gift.
Nice.
And Ahsoka will be coming out on Disney Plus in August. James Gunn has confirmed that James Manfield is writing a new Swamp Thing movie. And I really never saw much of Swamp Thing. 40 years of collecting comics. And I just couldn't get into Swamp Thing. You know, I saw the cheesy movie in the 80s, which was good, but just couldn't get into it. But that's
every time I think of Swamp Thing, I think of what was the other one that was kind of a funny one? Oh, I can't think of it.
Yeah, that was Adrian Barbeau.
Toxic Avenger.
Toxic Avenger.
Oh, come on.
Oof.
Crossing the streams, man.
Yeah.
Tromaville. So, and I think James Manfield is writing it. He's also working on a new Star Wars movie, James Manfield. So that should be coming out next month. You'll hear about that. That's for another later date. So,
okay.
I never saw a draw. So, working on upcoming Star Wars movie, more on that. And on a future date, HBO will provide a Harry Potter series, which will be more in groove with the original books. I don't know how they're going to do that, but they say it's going to be like a couple years, multi-million-dollar deal. Warner Bros. Just signed on, so it should go in production by next year. So we don't know who's going to be the characters, but I say it should be a different storyline, but they want to redo the books again, so another reboot. So.
Dobby's Revenge. Harry Potter, Dobby's Revenge. Dobby eats a sock.
J.K. Rowling will be consulting it.
Yes,
so that should be
of course.
Pretty big shoes to fill. And the Skrulls will be unmasked, and Nick Fury will get them. All the original characters from Fury will be coming in this series. That should be coming in June 21st on Disney Plus. If you know the Skrull invasion, if you're a big Marvel fan, you know who the Skrulls are. It's a pretty good storyline. I like to see what they do with it. I'm looking forward to seeing it. And that Secret Invasion is a comic book line, so we'll see. See how it is. Disney is going to be pretty big in Disney. June's going to be very good. I think Stranger Worlds is coming out the 16th in June, too. So
yeah.
The new Star Wars. Also from DC, stay that Wolfgang Norolotsky will play the new Superman. Big mistake. I don't see him Superman.
What?
And Superman Legacy. This guy is the next picture you see is the new Superman they're going to put on. Jim Caviezel. Yeah, the guy on the left is going to be the new Superman. I'd rather have Jim.
Maybe young Superman. Superboy?
This is going to be in the new Superman movie, Legacy. He's going to be the new Superman, and Jensen Ackles from Supernatural will play Batman and Brave and Bold. I can see Jensen Ackles. Yeah, he's going to be the new Batman.
Oh, boy.
I'm Batman.
Yep. Yeah.
Boy.
He did the animated voice of Batman in the last animated movie.
Wait.
So.
I'm hipster Batman.
Oh, boy.
Batman with tight-fitting jeans.
We need to, we need to do, John, we need to get Michael Uslan on and have an interview with him, because we need to talk to him. Wow. And see where, oh, man, all right, I don't know. We'll see. I just
don't see it, but
I don't know, man.
And the other guy's going to make millions on the Warhammer series, so he's happy where he's at because he plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that was going to be big.
More, yeah. Super. The Warhammer's gonna blow up, guys. Brian Beloff says that when you were talking about the Harry Potter, there's like that there might be like one book per season. So hey, Yeah, it's money, man. It's a franchise, big time franchise. Brian, thanks for tuning in. By the way, so it was funny because he posted up a comment about the Harry Potter stuff, John, as you brought it up. So
Ah,
yeah,
nice. Beat him to the
timely,
punch,
timely.
right?
That's it.
Good job, right? And the people who brought us Primal, Samurai Jack, and Clone Wars, Genndy Tartakovsky, is
Oh,
putting out a new series. It's a bunch of heroes who are reincarnated through time to fight an ancient evil. They keep coming back, and as they say, it's going to be one of his best series yet. I think the guy started like 20 years of working on this series. It's kind of like a
whoa.
steampunk-esque. So it looks the cartoon, the previews look pretty good. It's called Unicorn Warriors Eternal, and that'll come
Okay.
on Cartoon Network on May 4th at 12 a.m.
That's
So
definitely Adult
Interesting.
Swim, right? Yeah, that is. Yep.
Yep, Adult Swim. So this looks pretty good. I like Genndy Tartakovsky a lot. I sent him some emails, he never returned to me, so I'm trying to get him on the show, but still working.
I like him a lot. I stalk him.
Yeah.
We'd love to get him on the
read-
show, man. I mean, Samurai Jack, holy mackerel. Samurai Jack is really, really something else, right? But yeah, so Mr. Tartakovsky, if you're if you're out there, please listen. If any of your people are out there, we'd love to have you come on the show. We're fans of your work, so please. Yeah.
I got button happy there.
If you're
Sorry.
listening. And Amazon released its series Dead Ringers based on the cult hit, who was that? Cronenberg hit from the 80s. These two girls will be played by the twins will be Rachel Weisz and what's her other name?
Rachel Weisz.
Nicole something. Rachel Weisz will play it, and the other one will be the twins, and that'll be on oh my God, my paperwork.
Prime.
Oh, that'll be on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
At April 29th.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're busting out.
I
Do
think it
you know
was
any?
26th.
Do you know anything about the show?
It's probably gonna be like the movies. They're probably gonna operate on something, and it's gonna be just like one feels the other, or it's some kind of weird thing. I couldn't really get much information on it, but it's gonna be like the movie. It's gonna be like the movie, and it's gonna be Cronenberg, and it's gonna be horrible things happening.
Horror is evidently selling now.
It sells.
Yeah.
Hint, hint.
Yeah.
And Mr. Hawley's dystopian novels are being made into a series too on Apple TV. Will release Silo.
Oh.
Ooh. It's the
Is
story
this
of
the one?
last 10,000 people on Earth. They live
What?
like on a mile underground. Silo, the Silo series.
Yes. This is one of my very first audiobooks actually I started listening to. I love the Silo series. Hugh Howey?
You Howley.
Yep. Awesome. Awesome books. Oh my gosh, they're amazing. Wool. I think it's Wool is the other one. I don't think it was ever called Silo. I think it was called Wool because they had to go outside, and if you screwed up inside, they kicked you out of the silo and you had to go clean the lens off with a piece of wool, and then you died.
That's what they say. They're trying to find out why they're stuck down there, and they find out why they end up.
Yeah, the other books pick in. Oh, it's amazing. The storyline that comes into play afterwards is. Yeah, I highly recommend that audiobook series.
Okay.
It is a very Hugh Howey doesn't write a bad book. They're all good.
Interesting.
Yeah, he just had released one not too long ago. I just got that one on audiobook too. Can't say I read anything, but I can say I listen to a lot.
And that should be pretty much it. If you guys are watching The Mandalorian,
yes,
I'm one behind. I heard it's very good.
The new stormtroopers are pretty.
Oh, they're awesome. That was a great.
That's
show.
actually supposed to. The new stormtroopers were supposed to. Whoops, wrong one.
Well,
I'm doing it tonight. There we go. Hang on, he's coming back in a second.
We have we got some of the store picks.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Chris. Yeah. Got the voyage to one of the local comic book stores that John went to.
Yes, I was in Lancaster, and my wife was driving us crazy with antiquing, so my son looked up a comic book shop, and we checked it out. It was pretty good. It was a nice store. It's got a big selection of non-sporting cards, comics, Warhammer, a lot of collectibles there. We picked up a lot of comics. We picked up some cards, Pokemon cards. It was pretty good. It's right down in Lancaster, right in the city of Lancaster. and they have quite the selection. So I really enjoyed it.
How much Battlestar did they have?
You know what? I looked in the Battlestar miscellaneous on the B. I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
I asked the guy, and that was
That's
the
a
first
negative.
comic book
It's
store
a
I went
negative strike against all comic book stores that do not have at least one Battlestar Galactica comic,
At least
either
one, yeah.
even new or old. Even I mean, come on.
No series, no books, and just no comics. I just started looking at it, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So my son saw other stuff, but I have to give my son credit. He actually looked it up, and we
Cool.
went there, and I was so proud of him. I'm like, oh, very good. And he got a lot.
I have taught you well, you Padawan.
Yeah.
Be one with the comic book.
Well done,
Daddy.
John.
Like, oh, let's go here, Daddy. Oh yeah, let's go.
Oh no! We don't want to go there. No! Don't make me go, please. Don't make me. Oh, hon, he wants to go, hon. It's not me. It's him.
It's not you. It's not you. It's the kid.
Yeah, the best part is we drive my wife in there too. It's like,
well, hey,
hey,
I'm sure she took you all antiquing, so you know, time for revenge.
Oh yeah, I took my time too. I looked at every little thing in the aisle, up and down.
I had to go through this whole stack of comics.
Oh,
Go back and, let me just take a look at one more thing again.
I want to look for this one. I almost forgot.
Yeah. Hey, Michael Oliveri, thank you for joining us live. Appreciate it. You're looking for Brian. I guess you guys are buds.
Yep, he's still here.
Yep, everybody's still
he's
on.
Coming up.
Thanks for joining. So, John, thank you so much. I know that we have a bunch of guests coming up. I believe Doug Drexler is coming up soon. Isn't he? He might be next week, John.
I think so. Yeah, I put a date.
Yeah.
I told him today. We were talking about talking about the new Picard and today's season.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. So
Cool.
He's very
Yeah,
proud. He
Doug.
posted a lot on Facebook. So
yeah,
really,
Doug
really cool
Drexler's. He's big time, man. He's one of the giants and very, very well recognized in the world of Star Trek. Big modeler, special effects guy. He's coming on the show. Thank you, John, for locking that down. As a matter of fact, some of the guys put us in touch. So I want to make sure we recognize. I'm not sure. I don't remember right now without going back to the episodes, but put it up on the chat, guys. I know that one of you was able to make that connection through John. So make sure you put that up. Kim Harms. Kim, you're up and running. You're watching. Thank you for joining us. Very, very happy to see you on board. All right. So with that said, John, stay tuned in. Don't forget that Stranded Warrior is coming up soon. And you're
the Stranded Warrior update.
Yeah. You'll be a production coordinator on set, and we're going to have you busy. There's a bunch of stuff. We're going to have a table read coming up. Our second table read later in about a week, not about 10 days, I think. But in the meantime, there's a bunch of logistics, so we'll get together off camera, and we'll talk about some of the things we got to do.
Yes, sir.
A lot of
looking forward to it.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna have a good time. So cool. All right. And so we'll see you later, John. Again, thank you. Here's to you, John. Thank you for helping us out and getting started. And as a matter of fact,
here's the good stuff.
Oh yeah, Craig Martelle, our author, military sci-fi author. You put that together. So again, thanks, John. Thanks for everything.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
All right. So we have an outstanding. I mean, the fact that John was able to lock down Craig Martelle for us is in and of itself is really, really cool. He's a military sci-fi author that's written a heck of a lot of books, former Marine, and he's going to tell us about, how he's made it all happen and his background. We looked up his series and his books, and there is just a ton to choose from.
Yep.
And it's the stuff that we love to read, military sci-fi. And he's live with us from Alaska. So he's taking his time out to join us, and we're looking forward to having a talk with him. I think we're still on with him, right,
Yes, I think so.
Chris?
We'll
All
find out
right,
in a
cool.
second. Here we go. Yeah, he's
All
here.
right,
There he is.
outstanding.
Oh,
Craig?
geez, there I am.
There you are.
And there you are. Okay, cool.
Hey, thank you guys
Craig,
for having me on. I really appreciate it. And yeah, you get my picture because my upload speed does not allow for video.
Yeah, you're coming. What time is it there in Alaska?
It is 4:30.
Ah, okay.
4:30 a.m. or p.m.?
PM. Yeah.
So we're living in the future. He's living in the past.
That's right.
I'm
yes.
so yesterday. Yeah. And you can tell by my internet. You guys should have sent me a fax when you invited me. I mean, come on, man.
The carrier pigeon was sick, so
yeah, it's either that or just put a stamp on it. But thanks for taking the time out, Craig. Welcome to Interfleet Broadcasting. Obviously, I'm New York Pete, and this is Chris, the Tipsy Toaster, and we regularly have authors on our show. And you're in the genre that we thoroughly enjoy, and you've been doing this for a while, and you have quite a collection of books that you've written, novels. You've actually done some. It looks like you've done some travel books as well. But
yeah, I've got those. That's a way to write off cool trips to neat places. So yeah.
So now I know.
Yeah, right. Now you got to do it, but you got to do it as well as Craig does. Craig, tell us a little bit about your background. I know that you're a former Marine, and that you were, or that you're an attorney. Is that correct?
I spent 20 years in the Marine Corps. So I retired from the Marine Corps. I was enlisted for the first 8 years and an officer for the last 12. So retired a little over 20 years active duty. And then in the Marines, you always decide, hey, when I retire, that's when I'll grow up. So I went to law school, got my law degree, and immediately went into business consulting after that. And I worked for that for 7 years. And the last 3 years were on the North Slope of Alaska, going on site with our client, which is ConocoPhillips at the time. And the North Slope of Alaska is 70 degrees north. It's 500 miles from the North Pole. So it was the conditions were a little bit brutal. I'm a little older, and so I'm thinking, hey, I just don't want to do this anymore. So I retired a second time, and I proved to myself that I truly suck at retiring. So that's when I started writing, and that was almost 8 years ago. And I've been writing ever since. I picked up some co-authors who've written with me, and I think I'm happy to say that I think we've done great work with especially military sci-fi. My Battleship Leviathan series is really rocking it. That's my probably my number one series. And then the next series, believe it or not, is my Space Lawyer series, which I've got 18 volumes so far published, and that one is doing really, really well. I've got Metal Legion as a complete series, Super Dreadnought as a complete series. So a lot of good series out there that are complete. So if you only read series once they're finished, I've got quite a few for you.
And you have audiobooks too. So we're big fans because it gives us a chance to enjoy while we're driving or doing other things that won't allow us to actually read like we used to. So a lot of these, we looked these up before we went on air, and we were like, I'll tell you that the Tipsy Toaster, Chris, loves audio, and he brought me back into that world. So I'm glad that you have that going.
Yeah.
Oh, you bet. I am not a purist. I don't care how you consume the stories that I write, whether it's in audio, video, or reading the books. I don't care. Just I hope you enjoy the stories. I write for entertainment, and I hope you are entertained.
Well, I know that John One that was just on, he mentioned that the Battleship Leviathan is something that it kind of reminds him of Battlestar Galactica, and he really enjoys reading those. And that's, I guess, something that we're probably going to look into. But you've written a lot of post-apocalyptic stuff too. And how does that play?
Oh my God! Up here in Alaska, the End Times Alaska series sells really, really well. They always keep it in at the Barnes and Noble, and that's actually through a traditional publishing house. That's an imprint of Simon and Schuster. So that series does well. It's been out since 2016, so that one's been out for a long time. And Days is another series that I wrote with E. Isherwood, where he did the majority of the writing on the time travel kind of post-apocalyptic. And then there's another one. Frank Roderus was a Western writer, and he wrote uh, uh, a lot. I mean, a lot of Westerns. He was like a 3-time winner of the Western Writer of the Year award. And after he passed away, they found 3 post-apocalyptic books on his computer, and they didn't know what to do with them because he wrote Westerns. And the publisher who picked up his books he knew me, and he said, "Hey, do you want to finish this series?" So it was 3.5 books, and I wrote the final 4.5 books to finish the series. Actually, it was three and a half books, and I wrote the last 4, and we finished it up and provided a little revenue for his estate, and kept his name out there.
Very cool. Very cool. So look, let's hit some of the obvious. Craig, we, like I mentioned before, we have a long list of authors that we bring on the show. We really like having a little bit of that world building experience that you bring to your various series. And how does that happen? Like, do you have, first of all, do you have a particular way that you approach your writing? Are you one of those, writers that you have to have a certain type of pen and paper, or, is there a notebook by your bed? How does it work for you?
I tell you what, I am not J.R.R. Tolkien. And as far as world building, I do not create 6 languages before I start writing the book. As far as world building, I'm a big fan of the blank page. I look at the page, I decide where I want the story to go, and then I have an Excel spreadsheet open on the other side, and I reveal the world both to myself and the reader as we go through the story, and with the scenes, with the situations, with the setups, the plot. The plot is simply a backbone upon which the characters ride forward from the start to the finish. What I've found is the strongest stories are all character driven. So you have to have a plot because that's the vehicle. But what you want is you want to see what's going on inside that vehicle, and that's the character. So I think the universal factor in all my books is strong characters, strong character engagement, and 20 years in the Marine Corps gave me enough fodder for humor under stress, so that I can write forever and I will never run out of anecdotes.
Excellent. Well, that's good to know. Well, speaking of the writing and your books and characters, John, our own John 1, he poses a question here. Will we see more of Major Declan in future books?
I'm sorry, what was that again?
He wants to know if we're going to see more of Major Declan in future books.
Oh, Major Payne. I tell you what, as far as a Marine movie, Major Payne with Damon Wayans is hilarious. I actually love that movie. I think it captures the Marine spirit very, very well. So I wanted my own Major Payne and Major Declan Payne, and he goes forth to conquer in Battleship Leviathan. However, I don't think there's going to be any more with Major Payne. Maybe at some time down the road. Right now, that is still my most popular series. But I ended it with some finality with book 6. So I didn't give myself an out like I did with book 3, because that's published by Aethon Books. And the first 3, it was only a 3-book contract, but the first book sold so damn well that we decided almost right away, hey, we need to do 3 more books. And but I already had the plots and everything for the first 3, and I already had when the first book went on sale, I already had the first 2.5 written, which is how it goes. So with a rapid release where we published 3 books over 2 months, You publish the first book, 30 days later, you publish the second book, 30 days later, you publish the third book. So we have the books pretty much written, and I had to tweak things a little bit on the end of that third book to open things up, and then books 4, 5, and 6, and they can only save. It's not like Doctor Who. I mean, you can only save the universe so many times.
Craig, is it safe to say that you're a big sci-fi fan, and what are your influences?
Oh, sci-fi! I tell you what, I am. Before I started writing, I read probably thousands of science fiction books. I'm a child of the '60s, where my brother is 8 years older than me, and he had a huge science fiction fantasy collection as I was growing up, and a voracious reader. So I read everything in his library, which was Edgar Rice Burroughs, Robert E. Howard, J.R.R. Tolkien, Stephen R. Donaldson. I mean, of the laundry, Lynn Carter, L. Sprague de Camp, laundry list of sci-fi and fantasy from the '60s. Norton, Heinlein, I mean, you name them, Asimov. So that's the era that I grew up in, and the books that I read and the books I liked. So putting that into the you get into the 1970s. Okay, now you get the Star Trek movie. We watched the Star Trek episodes. I'm that old. The original series when they came out each week. So that's how
Nice.
old I am, and I do remember those. And so we Star Trek, then we had the old Battlestar Galactica, and then we had the Star Trek movies, and we had Star Wars. And the greatest influence nowadays, the new Battlestar Galactica. I just finished a rewatch of that. Stargate, SG-1, Stargate Atlantis, and Stargate Universe. So in Battleship Leviathan, you'll see a little bit of Stargate Universe going on. And the modern era shows that explore things at a deeper level, especially going back to why things happened. Because in Star Trek, you never actually see their economic system. They don't use money, but they do. I mean,
Right.
there's some conflicts there on what is the economics. How can you keep rebuilding Enterprise? How about stop destroying Enterprise? Come on, man, play
Right.
nice. So I still watch those. I mean, we've got it looks like in Netflix we get the DVD, so still get the red envelopes in the mail because
Oh,
we
Wow.
can't stream.
excellent.
Oh, wow.
And Strange New Worlds was finally out on DVD that you could get from Netflix. So we've got that coming in. We've watched the first 2 discs, and there's 1 disc left. But this is so yeah, it's a throwback methodology to modern sci-fi. And but today, I ran in at the last minute because we went to the Dungeons and Dragons movie, which was great. I was I was entertained. I
Cool.
enjoyed it. I caught a lot of the Easter eggs. So I just entertained. And if you read my books, they're not super deep, like change the world. They have a little bit of philosophy in there, but generally they're just to entertain, take somebody away from the grind of the day to day.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. That's actually one of the reasons that we pick up our favorite novels. I need to thank some of our fans and supporters here. Paul is with us, of course, one of our mainstays. Chris Marshall, Mike DeBrun from Texas, and David Lamont, Thomas Moynihan. Thank you for joining us live. And Kim Harms says, yay for those of us old enough to have seen Star Trek in the original run. That is incredible. I'm not quite as mature. I got to see it in the early 70s when it was in syndication. It was my first exposure to the original Star Trek. But Craig, so if you were to pick maybe not your number one favorite series of your books, maybe like your top 2 or 3 looking back, that I don't know, that you might say, hey, I've done a lot of work as you have, and you're going to continue doing work. But looking back now, do any of these kind of float up to the top?
Which ones are you more proud of?
Yeah. If you had to choose.
Of my series?
Yes.
I tell you what, I really like Battleship Leviathan. I like how that came out. I like the character. Major Payne is a great character who is torn different ways So you see him grow as the series matures. But then also my space lawyer series, which is the judge, jury, and executioner, which will go on right now. I have plots through 21 books, so plenty of plots,
Wow.
plenty of stories left. It's
Excellent.
all I do is just pick a different area of the law, and that's she goes in with her team, and so I have a female protagonist as the main character, and her team of security guards, of fellow lawyers, of AI, which I call SI, sentient intelligence, running around in bodies that they had made, as well as some fuzzy creatures. A wombat is the mascot on the ship. So I mean, it's a fun series to write. The characters, I did a check on it, and I think it's 70% dialogue. So
Wow.
it's heavy dialogue of all the characters interacting, and they carry the stories, and the readers absolutely they love them. They enjoy all of it. Is good.
That is awesome. That's outstanding. Craig, do you do any conventions and book signings or anything like that outside of
Are there
Alaska?
conventions in Alaska?
Oh, you bet. There are Comic Cons. So I do Alaska Comic Con, which is right here in Fairbanks, and in May we're doing Arctic Comic Con, which is down in Anchorage. Just moving books out of Alaska is so expensive because it's almost like living overseas, shipping up here or shipping
Oh
out of
wow.
here, and travel out of here. So I can drive down to Anchorage. So we'll load up the truck and drive down there. And the one in Fairbanks, I just load up my truck and drive down there. I'm a platinum sponsor for the Fairbanks show, so I have a really good table right at the entrance and a double table, and anything I need, they take care of me. So I do that. As far as book signings, I'm in the lower 48 in November. On November 10th, I'll be in Horseshoe, Las Vegas, and we'll
Oh,
be signing there.
You driving down or
okay.
flying down?
I'm flying down. I'm actually running a convention for other authors. We'll
Ah,
have a couple thousand authors attend. It's one of the biggest in the world.
you run it?
Really?
Yeah, I run it.
No, that's awesome.
I know it's crazy. It's crazy. And when I first started it, because I was a sci-fi author, I was inviting people. So I remember the second year, 2018, we had I think 50 out of the top 100 sci-fi authors at that show.
What's the name of the
No
show?
kidding.
It's called 20 Books Vegas. And the show in November will have David Weber is confirmed. He's coming, and
No
I'm sure you
kidding.
guys know who he is. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
coming.
Oh,
If you
wow.
read thrillers, Mark Cameron is coming. He writes uh, Jack Ryan under the Tom Clancy estate.
Oh, man. There it is.
So
20 books.
yeah,
Well,
if you
Craig,
read Lit RPG, we got Matt Dinneman coming.
are you going to have anybody from the Black Library, the Warhammer 40K world?
You know what? We're trying to get Ryan Schwartz, which he is the tournament director for the U.S. for Warhammer. He's also my cover artist. He
Oh, boy.
the travel books that you saw on my website.
Yeah.
Those he did those covers. He also did the covers for the Metal Legion series because he loves
Wow.
mechs. So goes hand in
Wow.
hand.
Well, this is definitely something that I think the Tipsy Toaster and I would consider heading out to visit because
Yeah, that's
we're all about the books. So maybe we should reach out to you later and find out if we can
You
make
bet.
this happen. We'd love to come down and represent Interfleet Broadcasting at this event of yours and do some interviewing and get the word out. I think
You
this
bet.
is
You bet. Oh, and Kevin J. Anderson will be there actually as
wow,
one of our attendees. Larry Correa will
wow,
be there. Monster Hunter International. Their Monster Hunter Inc. I
wow.
think is his.
Oh, so you're gonna
Yeah,
have
it's
it's a big to do.
yeah, and the thing is, it's an author convention, so we start off on Monday, November 6th, with vendors, all the industry professionals like Amazon, Kobo, the printers, Podium. We have all the audiobook distributors. We have Podium, we have Tantor, we have Dreamscape, we have Blackstone, ACX will be there, which does Audible, but I don't think they're going to be talking about audiobooks necessarily. So they'll be there on Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are sessions for the authors. And then Friday is what we call RAVE, Readers and Authors Vegas event. And it's from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. in Horseshoe in the event center, which is, it used to be Bolly's. It's right on the strip, right across from Bellagio.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. You got it up on the screen.
Yep.
Yeah, we had it up. Oh man, this is really interesting. Well, we need to get the word out. This is something that sci-fi fans and I mean just novel readers and audio files love all of this stuff, especially works that the work that you're putting out. I mean, you've done so much, and let's see. There was another quick question.
I think didn't you write a book about independent authors?
Yeah, that's my nonfiction stuff, yes, which is the Successful Indie Authors series. And I do a 5-minute video every morning on that. And I'm up to like 650. So I've been doing it a little over 2 years now with the, I started it during the pandemic to help authors who were a little bit frustrated and flailing because their lives had changed so significantly. Becoming at home with their kids at home, so now they couldn't write as much, and they were looking for some kind of distraction. So I started it then to help those folks out.
Looks like you got
Wow.
how to become a successful indie author, pricing strategies. This is great.
Craig, what was the hardest one to write?
The hardest book
Series
to write.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh goodness. Some of them were harder than others. Some took longer than others. I would say right now, the series that I'm writing called Starship Lost, which hasn't been published yet. It's not up for pre-order, but I've already finished 2 books. And I think that's the hardest series because I have zero feedback except for my insider team who like it, but I personally don't like the series. I know that's not a great sale. Hey, you can't say that. Oh my God. I mean, you're supposed to say, oh, I love this series. It's great. Oh, you got fans are going to love it. I'm having a hard time writing it because it's just, it seems like I'm really stressing out over how the characters are developing and that I have too many plot threads, even though my insider team, who I trust implicitly, they say, no, it's perfect. It's a good collaboration of the character threads and the engagements, and it moves the plot forward, and it's got more action than my usual books, which are more space opera-y. So I don't know. I guess we'll be vindicated and validated when we publish in I believe end of September or beginning of October for that first book.
Well, good luck with that, and congratulations on that upcoming series. I think sometimes we're a little hard on ourselves, and it's because you're taking it serious and to heart, which is good to know. I mean, that's what you want from someone that's writing and that you enjoy and that you follow. I mean, I'm looking forward to tapping into some of your work because
I'm so looking forward to it. I think I'm currently buying the audiobook for Battleship Leviathan because I'm a battleship sailor. I was in the Navy, so I was on the Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So
excellent. The Wisconsin. Oh my God, BB-64. Have a nice day.
Yeah, I was a fire. I'm one of the few people alive, and the few people in the world that my job was to pull the triggers on the 16-inch guns. I was a fire controlman.
Nice.
So I've fired 16-inch guns. It's amazing feeling.
I tell you what, the movie Battleship, I loved that. I thought it was just so campy but fun.
Oh, so I'm buying it right now. Clicking it as we speak.
And books 5 and 6 are on sale for 40% off. I shared a
audiobook?
link on my Facebook page.
I'm buying the audiobook.
Yeah, the audiobooks, buying them directly through Tantor, they're $11.99 each.
Wow.
Getting
that
them
is
from
incredible.
directly from Tantor. Yeah.
There you go, guys. There's a scoop.
My audiobook is ready for download. Yes.
There we go.
Excellent.
Go right to Tantor. As a former Army Guard officer myself, Craig, I think I'm going to lean a little more towards maybe Iron Legion. I know that John wants to know if that has to do, if it's based on your time in the Corps.
Metal Legion, yes, it has some of that in there. I mean, I was in intelligence, but I worked with a lot of different folks, and the tankers. My best friend from college. College. This is after I was active duty when I went to college, and the MESEP program, the Marine Enlisted Education Commissioning Program. We had a group of active duty Marines, and this guy was great. He was a tanker, and he was hilarious. He's like, "Oh yeah, there's a little storage space that fits a case of soda." He said, "We never went to the field without a case of soda stuffed under uh, that plate on the bottom of the tank." And he's like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you could heat up your MREs on or the C-rats. You could heat up C-rats on the engine." And they had all their tricks for maximum comfort. And actually, I went in the Marine Corps guaranteed tanks too. So, but I had to waive that to go learn Russian and be that person.
Yeah. Well, John One, our very own, was Army Artillery, so he enjoys the mechs, and flight bags held the goodies. That's right, John. You know that for fact.
Yeah,
Craig,
excellent, excellent.
it's been an honor and a pleasure to have you on. We definitely would love to have you come back, maybe when you have your other release, and we want to follow up on possibly covering your event, the show that you're doing in
books.
November, the book, the book event.
That would be great. We'd love to have you guys, and I'm sure we can work something out to make it worth your while to come out there and do some interviews with some heavy hitter sci-fi authors.
Yeah, it's so important that, because this is kind of where it all starts. I mean, you don't have a movie until someone writes something. You don't have a universe until someone writes something, whether it be a comic book or a regular novel or even a short story. I mean, you look at all of the short stories and novels and things like that have become fandoms, that have become something that's so fantastic that fans just want to live in that universe, or want to create more of that universe, or want to create more things, or want to emulate the people in that universe, or dress up like those people. It's just, it all comes from people with imaginations like yourself. It all comes from people that put something on paper or put something somewhere where someone else can read it. And, that's the important thing, is this people, you need to go out and meet those people. Maybe this person's only going to do one book in his entire life. Maybe, maybe a short story or whatever else, or maybe you can inspire someone else, and that next person will be the next Steven Spielberg, or the next Heinlein, or the next Asimov. I can never say his name right. Asimov. So, I mean, the Bradburys and everything. There's people out there that could be there, but they have to have somebody that either inspires them or directs them in that direction. Because if they, otherwise that those stories may just stay in their heads for the rest of their lives, or may not ever get out. And it's people like you that that get that out and then inspire others to do the same thing.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you guys for your service. I always appreciate talking with veterans.
Oh, heck yeah!
When I'm in the Navy, we just drove you around places,
Yeah, no kidding, no kidding. Craig, please come back. Let's keep communication open, and we would love to follow up. I definitely, by next time you come up, both Chris and I will have read some of your novels, and so
it's already my listening. I was going to say my reading list, but I should say my listening list.
We'll have more to talk about. Yeah, outstanding. Craig, thanks again. Appreciate your time, and let's follow up.
Yep.
You bet. I look forward to seeing you guys at the show in Vegas. Come on, man! A paid trip to Vegas. How can you miss?
Can't miss that one.
A write-off.
There you go. We can too.
That's the secret. There you go. Craig, we're gonna toast to you,
sir.
Bottoms up.
Thanks for creating those wonderful universes and books and inspiring others. So fans,
thank
feel
you.
free.
Toasting you too.
Cheers. Outstanding. Oh man, I think everybody, Mike DeBrune, Carl, Dave, even our own John One, Kim Harms, Fran, Carl, Colin, everybody was chiming in. Glenn Larson started in music and became a very different type of
Yeah.
storyteller. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great point,
That's
right?
that's another
So-
way he was in the preps, four preps.
The Peps, yeah, Preps,
Preps.
yes. Mhm.
Preps.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, man. I mean, guys,
and music is another way of telling stories. So yeah,
oh yeah, we love
very good.
authors, right, guys? And if we get to go to the book show, that would be really cool because that's
That would be cool.
I mean, everybody knows, right, Chris? We go to conventions and we seek out authors, right? We
Yes.
seek out a lot of the authors. We always
New comic
I mean,
book
you look at our
writers,
stuff, yeah.
authors. Well,
love
because like
doing that.
I said before, they're the ones that create the universes that we want to experience. Those are the ones that
exactly.
inspire Hollywood, hopefully someday, that they create movies and those kind of things. It's just there's only a couple of ways to get the dreams or the visions that you have here out.
Yeah.
And you know, maybe it's acting, maybe it's, you know, maybe it's writing, maybe it's drawing, maybe it's something that you can do. But there's so many talented people out there that some of them just don't want to try because they're afraid to fail. And then, they're too intimidated by great actors, or they're too intimidated by, fantastic authors that have sold millions and millions of books. But if you don't try, if you don't put it out, if you don't write something that you want to write, if you don't do something that you love, then it's never going to make it to anybody else. And maybe you'll inspire somebody else to do something. And then that's how this whole thing just snowballs. It just rolls.
Yeah. So Mike DeBruyne says, show in Vegas.
Yeah,
can't go wrong with Vegas. Said the broke weirdo on the strip. Well, listen, guys, bottom line is this. We all love a good story, and
yes.
we're definitely going to have Craig come back, and some of the other stuff that we usually follow up with is, is there possibly a graphic novel? Is there, if you're going to turn something into a script,
maybe a movie, maybe somebody's approached him for a story.
This is something we want to follow up on, and man, I'm just really, really intrigued with this book show convention thing that they got going, because I mean that's our cup of tea. I mean, how many we've had dozens and dozens and dozens of authors over the last 3 years come on and talk to us about all the great things.
And we've interviewed quite a few of them at Comic-Cons and everything. So
yeah, so oh my God, this is definitely up our alley. So
yeah, and I've already, like I said, I got the Battleship Leviathan because #1 is a battleship, so I have to get that.
I got to tell you, the Age of Expansion, Judge, Jury, and Executioner. I'm a big
that one looks
fan.
good too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm I mean, look, I also can take a large amount of post-apocalyptic story.
Oh, yeah, I love. There's a couple of is it Fox? No, Ringo. I love Ringo's post-apocalyptic books. They're I can't remember his first name, but he's got a whole series. It's amazing. So it's I can't. It looks
awesome. We'll see where things take us, but it's at the end of
John Ringo
at the end of the year, right?
Yep, John Ringo.
So John Ringo, yeah. David Weber. Did he say David Weber is going to be there?
That's what he said. Yeah.
Dude, I've been reading his stuff for decades. I mean, even before 2000. I mean, I've been reading. He goes back a while. I would love to meet and sit down and speak to him and get a nice John Dingo. Is that his name?
No, John Ringo. Here,
Ringo. Yeah, hey, George, right? We've been reading David Weber's stuff, man, for forever. I would love to meet that guy and get a nice. I'm ready to go. We've got enough loyalty points to pay for the flight. Well, hey, Fran, I don't know. I mean, let's see what we can come up with. We definitely look, guys. We have the Stranded Warrior is coming up first weekend of May.
Yep.
Followed by that's when we're going to start our the convention circuit. Right, we're going to be going
right
to
after
the
that we go to Philly Non-Sports Card Show.
Yeah.
And then it's
Then we
off
do
to
Awesome
Awesome
Con,
Con.
Awesome Con, which is June 16, 18.
Yep.
We
And
have
Dragon Con's in August or late
Dragon Con's
August.
in August. New York Comic Con is
When is that one?
November. Yeah,
Okay.
it's November. November, beginning of November. And in the meantime, in between all that, we have some other shows. I know that here in New York, there's a bunch of shows coming up. One that's a charity one that is being run by the Empire City Garrison.
Oh yeah, he mentioned
And
that the last time he was on. Yeah.
yep, Chris Fian told us about that. That'd be really cool to go to. There's a Star Trek, a fan-run Star Trek show out, show convention in Long Island, and
Hmm.
it's looking really good. They got a whole bunch of really good stars coming out, and I don't know. It sounds like it might be pretty cool to do that. And then I know that Big Lick Comics
Yeah, Big Lit Comic
is
Con's in Roanoke all the time, but they also have a
yeah.
Northern Virginia one now too. They bought out. I think they bought out the Northern Virginia one.
Oh, they did. Oh, so that might be
That's why
something.
Nova.
Yeah.
Yeah.
NovaCon?
Yeah, it's it's a Big Lick Nova Con.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, NovaCon. I remember. Yeah, they were around for a long time. According to Paul, 139 cycles till Dragon Con.
Yes.
Paul, we've hung out with Paul at conventions. Everybody knows him as
Yeah, we're gonna have to get.
Commander
I still
Kane.
have when things slow down, because right now things are going 1 billion miles per minute
Oh,
because of all
yeah.
the stuff we're doing. And
yeah.
once it's slow, once filming is over, it'll slow down. At least I hope it slows down. At that point, we've got to get to the point where we can plan some stuff at Dragon Con, like like a
Houston
dinner
Comic
or something.
Palooza?
Yeah.
I don't know. Comic Palooza is making a name for itself, Mike, and it's out
It's in
there,
May?
and it's something. It's
way
just the
close.
problem with May is right now that we got the Stranded Warrior. We'll be shooting that, and then we're already
Which at point
committed
will be broke
to
at that point.
yeah. But
I know
oh,
I will be
and
broke at that point.
well, talk about fan fiction, Mike. Chris already has been writing more backstory to the actual characters. Don't worry, we'll have plenty on that.
I could write.
Um,
It's funny. You sit down and say, "All right, let's think about this person," and all of a sudden you're writing someone's backstory. Like it would have been interesting. And I'm going to, I know a lot of people are tired of hearing Battlestar Galactica stuff on here, but it would have been interesting to actually have, I've read fan fiction and everything else, but it wouldn't have been great to see a movie or something, flashbacks during the actual series of Boomer when he talks about hot wiring hovermobiles. Let's go back and look at Boomer's life. How did he grow up in the streets of Caprica or wherever it may be? And,
Yeah.
Was he a criminal? Was he whatever? And then, there's a couple of great, I think Fran did a couple of things with Starbuck in regards to some of her novels.
Oh yeah.
And, what did Starbuck do in the academy and what kind of things happened? Just, there's so many good flashbacks that they didn't do in the series because that really wasn't the big thing in the 70s. There wasn't a whole lot of flashbacks that I remember. Or maybe there was, but the ones I remember, there wasn't a lot of you watch Star Wars, there wasn't a lot of flashbacks in the past or whatever else.
No.
So I think there could have been, many, many, many more seasons with all the storylines, that could have been there. So
Couple of announcements. Colin Schmidt says, looking at taking the Viper to an expo in Galveston, Texas, working on details, slated for sometime in August. You're going to keep us posted. Baz from Down Under, good day,
he's been
Nuggets. Good
working
day to
his
you,
butt
my
off.
man.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. So thanks for tuning in, Baz. I hope you caught our guest that we had on, the author, Craig Martelle, but you're in for a treat because we have Diana Durango, who is co-starring in The Stranded Warrior, is going to be coming on in a few minutes. And man, wait till you meet Diana Durango. You're going to be impressed. And she is one magnificent actor. So if you're staying on, please wait to see and meet her. She is incredible.
She's going places.
Oh, she is. So Lola says, never tired of BSG. And same thing with Paul. Paul says, no fracking way. Of course not. And we love our BSG. and we love it so much that we decided to make our own fan film. And
Yeah.
guys, let me tell you, thank you. Let's thank everybody.
thank you.
Right? We met our
Yes.
our goal on Indiegogo. We're almost, I think, to the point where it's not really moving, and we really need to kind
we
of
need to pull the funding out so we can do things, because right now we're running on Chris's savings.
Yes, and we really appreciate everybody. Right now, we're covering the cost of the film itself, and then we're going to start, of course, rolling out all the perks. Chris, did we post? I think we put up Brigitte, because she'd put in early.
Yeah, Brigitte is amazing.
Yeah. So there's we already have one of the donors actually came in at the very top level, so he's getting the helmet once we finish the filming. And we thank everybody, every single one of you that's actually supported. Thank you for making the Stranded Warrior happen. May 6th and 7th. Chris put out the word. He posted the word everywhere.
Put it
May
everywhere.
6th.
Please.
If you can make it to New York City and you're available, we will put you in as a featured background actor. There's a nice big scene, and we can use Colonial Warriors, and so it's going to be fantastic. The story is shaping up. We finessed it, and we have some super talented. I mean, these actors that we have for the Stranded Warrior that are going to be in this are just off the charts, going places, and it's just incredible, guys. And we're looking forward to having you all down. I know that Fran is coming with cookies, and we're looking. Fran, you know that you're going to be in the big scene, so just be ready. Right, everybody's got to be camera ready. And we're starting bright and early on Saturday morning. We have a staging area in the building that we've locked down. So we are we're going to be shooting in the same location for 2 days. Green screens are all going to be set and ready to go. Our DP, director of photography, is George Giacomis, who's an Emmy-winning technician in the TV world. And he's going to be doing that. As you well know, Chris, of course, is going to be directing. I'm the AD, and we have a production manager, Jerry Jackson. We have a second AD, Emmy, and so we are fully staffed, and everybody's cast, and we are really looking forward to this. Chris Tucker, thanks for tuning in live. Appreciate it. And there is a lot of talent that is going to be working on this project. We're looking forward to mushy cookies. I don't know, Paul. I think whatever Fran brings is going to be good enough, and we're looking forward to doing this, and then of course getting it out there. So we have a table at AwesomeCon. They granted us they comped us a table, so we're going to be set up at AwesomeCon, and I'm looking at the date 16 to 18. And so any of you that are going to AwesomeCon, you're going to come by the table. We'll let you know where it is once they publish the map. And we're going to be broadcasting. Some of the AwesomeCon stars are going to actually visit AwesomeCon. So we'll be interviewing them at our table as well. And they'll be taking pictures, giving out free autographs as well. Dave Francoeur, thank you for tuning in, and appreciate the kind words. If you ever get a chance, Sean Shallow from Battlestar Bulletin Board is on as well. Dave Francoeur, he's a good friend and big supporter of ours. And if you get a chance, check out his work on Facebook. It's really cool. And he's a big sci-fi fan in the world that Chris and I love, which is Galactica and 70s and 80s times, and he does a lot of cool stuff. So just tune in. And in the wings, I think we have guys. So I am very excited to announce that Diana Durango is actually here with us, and we're going to bring her on right now. And there you are, Diana. How about now? Are we good?
She froze.
We froze Diana
I
Durango.
think,
But
are we good?
There we go.
Did I
Now we're good.
freeze?
Now we're good.
yes, you're
Did
great.
I freeze?
Welcome.
You froze, but it was a great freeze. It was that
Yeah, it
look
was a good.
of.
Yeah, I had that perfect look. Diana,
Yeah.
welcome to Interfleet.
Of course, it's hard not to find a
Broadcasting.
perfect look with Diana, but
Yeah, no, there's no. You don't have to look for the perfect look. Diana, thank you so much for taking the time out. I know that you are set with, you have a prior engagement, so we only have you for a little bit of time. And we wanted to thank you first and foremost for joining the Stranded Warrior. And we are blessed because you are going to continue going wherever you want to do. So we know that you have an acting career, but you are a three-dimensional person. You have a lot of other things that go into who you are. And I'll let you speak and tell us what you want to cover with us here.
Oh.
There we go.
So first of all, I want to thank all of you guys out there for tuning in and for partaking. And for those of you that are that are going to show up, I cannot wait to see all of you at AwesomeCon, at all our conferences on set. So hopefully I get to see you guys. My name is Diana Durango. I am an actress, producer. I've directed here and there. I help broker film, but I'm also a mental health advocate in politics policy, as well as a mental health therapist. And that's what I do. If you want to look me up on my IMDb, by all means, check that out. You can come over, pop in, say hi. I have a lot of projects coming in. This is one of them. We have Once a Week for Life also that has George Zuvalos, and also Peter's, a part of this as well, and some wonderful, wonderful people, cast and crew that are a part of this. And now we have this, a Stranded Warrior. So I have been a Trekkie, Star Wars fan, Battlestar geek. That's who I am, that and Harry Potter. So I've always wanted to be a part of space movies, and then also Harry Potter magical movies, and also biblical movies. So it's kind of my thing that I'm doing right now. And being a part of this project, it's pretty fascinating because I'm able to delve into that mean side of myself, and I get to be that villain and start talking like this with my wonderful British accent that I do, and really get in there and kill somebody that I love so much. And I can't tell who it is, but I kill somebody. You guys will see this. But I like to play these types of roles. Sometimes they bring me in as a seductress. Sometimes they bring me in as super innocent. And I've been that for the past few years. And right now I am able to go over and be that villain. So yeah, I'm really excited. Am I freezing on you guys?
A little bit.
Happening?
Every so once in a while.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Wireless,
Sorry.
Right? You're on wireless, right?
It's okay. Not that big of a problem.
No, you're fine.
Diana, we have one of our good friends from down under, from Canberra, Australia, sends a good day to you. Our friend. Oh, yeah. Professor Eric Patton just tuned in, says late arrival for me. Eric, not a late. It's okay. Better late than never. And then, of course, we have a good friend of ours, Mike DeBrune from Texas. And he's, to quote the great George Takei, oh my, when we told him that you were coming on. And so, yeah, everybody's anxious. We've mentioned, I have talked about being on set as the line producer on Once a Week for Life that we worked on together. And I was there. Unfortunately, our characters did not cross paths. I had a very small part as an actor in Once a Week for Life. However, I got to see you in action, and you are incredible. And I've mentioned this multiple times on previous shows. Your talent speaks for itself. And I mentioned multiple times, Diana, that there were, for whatever reasons, there was a need to reshoot some of your scenes. And it didn't matter if you'd gotten it on the first take, or if we did it 3 times, every time you did it, it was, I could feel the hairs on the back of my neck standing up, because it was like, oh my God, the way you portrayed your character was incredible. The talent that you brought on, and it wasn't only me, it was those that were in the background watching. And so I wanted our fans to know that is the level that you're bringing to the
Yeah.
Stranded Warrior. And have you done a lot of costume sci-fi stuff up until now?
There are certain costumes that, not sci-fi. They had me as a hit woman once, so I was able to do a
Oh,
lot of artillery training, and I had all those cool things that were like stuck on me, like almost like Laura Croft. But sci-fi stuff, no. And that is what I'm extremely excited about. I actually have all my measurements in now, but you guys are extremely precise about where everything is going to be on my body. And there are all these really cool gadgets that we get to wear, and all these really interesting little tiny things. Like, if you guys can pick it up when I see you at these conventions, I cannot wait to see what you guys can pick up on our necklaces and our little buttons. And I'm just really extremely impressed with all of it. And also, there's you can have a director that you just show up on set. You're like, oh, just go ahead and just be that character. What I was so impressed with this project was that you guys gave a Bible for every and backstory for every single one of our characters. And I was able to see this woman and where she comes from and why she is the way that she is. Why did she turn the way that she turns? Why is she using all of these situations around her to be this person? And it just gave me that meat and that flavor. And as far as who she is, we've all been in that position of my character where enough is enough, where you just can't take it anymore. And it's so relevant to today, and it allows you to feel every single itchy, angsty place that we're feeling right now in society. And I get to express it out. And being a method actor, I think I'm freezing.
No, you're good.
Did
no,
I
you're good.
freeze?
No.
Nope.
Oh, there we go. Um, being a method actor, we have to make that reality within ourselves. And I think that that's probably what you felt, Peter. When I am showing myself, I really get into that place. I marry the character with some of those things that I might have felt in life. And I really feel the angst of this woman, those places where you just can't, you're just like, enough is enough. And I can't wait to share that with you guys. And for those of you that are going to be on set, I can't wait to share that with you either. So yeah, I'm really excited, absolutely excited to explore this character. So yeah, and this project. So absolutely. And to kill the person I get to kill.
Well,
So yeah.
Diana, you have best wishes from George G and George Zuvalos, are the star of the Stranded Warrior. He is the Stranded Warrior. So George Zuvalos, thank you for joining us, and George Giacomis, thank you. I'm going to let you know now on a little thing that just came up, and that is that we are creating a helmet with a unique design for
Just
your
for you.
character. So
Give
this
me a
is
second. I'll pull
Oh
it up.
my God, that is so
this
cool.
one's
Give me a second.
George's
Oh my God.
Captain Martin, but you're getting your own. So I
I've
thought
got
you'd find
pictures.
that
Hang on.
interesting. Hold on, yeah, we'll have a picture for you. And put this back on the shelf
One
where it
second.
belongs until our shoot date. But your character gets a helmet as well, and we are lucky enough that we have a master prop maker, prop master, mediocre modeler that has made all of these for us, and we are very, very lucky to have Kelvin do that for us. So it's just incredible. Yes, she rocks. George Zuvalo says she rocks. Yes, she rocks. Absolutely. And we're going to launch when ready, Diana, from Paul, who's out on the Pacific Northwest, I believe is how he says it. But we have our fans watching, Diana, from all over the world. from Alaska all the way to
That's awesome.
Florida, New York, in Europe, in Australia, in I mean everywhere down. Oh, in South America, of course, we have a good following in Brazil and Chile, and so. Diana,
Oh,
how
I love
long
it.
have you been acting? Is this something that you? How did this come about? This acting thing? If you would share some of that with us.
My big, and you're not the first person to ask, so my big joke is my first acting position was as the Virgin Mary in a school play when I was 4.
Okay.
So that is my first. But actually, the first professional acting gig that I had was with Charlize Theron. I was 16 years old, and she was shooting this movie called Monster. And
Oh
it was
yeah.
about a serial killer, and I didn't know a lot about it. And I looked at my mom, I'm like, I have to go to this audition in Sanford. And she goes, Diana, you're not doing that. You have you have an AP class to get to that day. So, the teachers are going to hate you for that. And then I look at her, and I went to an all-girls Catholic high school, Academy of the Holy Name. Shout out, by the way, everybody. So I did that, and I looked at her like, you're going to go over, and you're ruining my life because I need to act, Mom. Like, you're just, and I slammed the door, and I ended up in my class. Sister Mary Glavin goes over, looks at me. She goes, Durango. I'm like, what do you want? And she goes, don't give me sass. She goes, I'm letting you leave to go to your audition. So that was my first
Nice.
ever movie. And I looked at Charlize and I thought of her from like Sweet November, this beautiful woman. And I showed up on set. She throws a man over my table. And I'm like, that's not that woman. And it was then that I found out what method acting was. Like, what is this thing, method acting? There's Patty Jenkins calming her down. I didn't understand it. And it was at that moment at 16 years old that I'm like, I need to learn how to do that because that's brilliant. That is reality. She just got it. And then she won an Oscar. So, I just, at that moment, method acting captured me. And George Zuvalos, he's a fellow method actor of mine, and we both studied at the Strasberg Actors Studio. I mean, it's a different type of acting, and you are really just in it. And for myself, it it is something that I need to give the audience. The audience needs authenticity, not just something fake. They need a piece of my soul. They need to see me die in myself. And if the audience doesn't get that, then what ends up happening is that I'm stealing from them. I'm stealing their precious time. And I'm not giving them what they should have, what it's a right as an audience to have. So with method, it teaches you how to just expose every single nook and cranny of your bare soul, your nakedness, and just share it. So yeah, that was my first experience. And then the other experiences were in New Orleans, and that's a whole other spiel. I left my law school class. I said, you can't act during law school. And I said, oh, really? I missed one of my civil procedure classes, showed up on the set of The Butler, and I said, look, I will do anything that you want me to do. I will clean the gum off of somebody's shoe. I just need to be here. And they looked at me and they go, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm a talent from Tampa. I'm living in New Orleans now. I'm in school here. They go, you got some cojones, kid. I'm like, just whatever. That day they went over and they just missed an extra. They said, we need somebody. And I did it. And then a few months later, I ended up working with Jason Statham on a movie called Wild Card. So it's kind of, those moments where, you just have to jump and delve in, just like with this one. You told me the concept of this, and I'm like, I have to do it. And there are a lot that I don't do. This one I had to. And then looking at the script even more so. So it's a big deal. A very, very big deal.
Well, thank you so much for all of that, Diana, and opening up to us. We know that, like I said earlier, unfortunately, we have to let you go, but we want you to come
Wait,
back.
before she goes.
We want
she
you
needs to see something.
yes. Okay, so all right, so you're gonna see the helmet, but I'm gonna hold on, Chris. This just came up. One of our
Is
fans
that the
wants to
helmet?
know.
I know
Yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
have it. They can't see it. You can't.
No, you
Oh,
can't.
sorry.
But
That's it.
If we put you on the spot, Diana, if you had do you have a favorite character in Battlestar Galactica, whether it's from the old or the new, or from whatever you may know? That's something that they want you to answer. So that's put you on the spot before we show the unveiling of your helmet, and then, like I was saying, we definitely want you to come back so we can talk more. We wanna get into background. We want to talk about your work and all the things you do in and out of acting. But are you ready, Chris, for the unveil?
Sure. You ready?
Yeah.
That is so amazing.
The eagle won't be there, but the Anubis will be.
Oh my God, that is amazing.
Oh yeah.
So
That's
I wear,
gonna be.
you know this, Peter, I wear a lot of perfume. So that helmet's going to smell like my perfume by the end of it.
Oh, you get your very own helmet. Yes, your character gets to wear. Oh yeah. So there's a couple of extra. There's an extra scene, Diana, that is.
She never
that we
answered the
put
character
in.
in Galactica yet.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So you guys are going to hate me because she gets killed off, but it's Jane Seymour's character. I really like her. I think that
Oh,
there's something
Serena.
graceful but strong
Serena.
about
Yep.
her.
Yes.
She is grace under fire, and there's something to be said about that. And I love strong female characters. So she is that feminine and that masculine that's together, but she just doesn't crack. So that's
Yep.
Jane Seymour's character.
Yeah,
Sorry.
She puts Apollo in his place, Oh, so
Oh yeah.
I can't be a
Oh,
pilot and you can be? Yeah. She's a firecracker.
I love her. So anyway, what was the other? You had a question, Peter. Was that a question? Was there another question?
Well, I mean, it was the fact that we did put in that extra scene for the last quick. We tightened up a little bit of the script, and we thought that the Stranded Warrior needed that one quick extra scene, and that's why
scene.
that's why we needed to put in get you the helmet, and then there's one other quick little revelation that's in there as well that your character is going to be involved in, and so we are really looking forward to this. And like I told you before, we're really blessed that you're coming on. And we want you to come back to the show, though. We want you to come back to Interfleet Broadcasting. We want you to come back and stay. And yeah.
Yeah, tell me when. There's just some stuff that's going on right now, but like, tell me when. And I'm gonna be there. And I'm also, I mean, again, whoever can make it, it's May 6th, right?
Yep.
I will be there. I like to give hugs, so I'm a hug giver. I will talk to all of you guys for however long I can, and yeah, so I will be there with you guys.
Yep.
And then I'll also be there the week of. I think it's the week of the 16th. I graduate from my graduate program, so I'll be up in New York for that as well.
Congratulations!
So, but aside from that, next, if you guys want to do something next week, the following, let me know. And whoever's out here, we can. I'm open to questions. I'm open to chatting and discussing things, and picking your brains too, all you guys, to see what you guys think about some stuff. So yeah, sounds awesome.
The fans love it. There's a lot of chatter going on. Congratulations from Paul and Fantastics, and love all your work and background and everything else. It's all coming up here on my side of the what I get to see on here. But Diana, thank you very, very much for taking the time out. And please, we're going to hold you to it. You're going to come back. We want you to come back, and we want to discuss more. And it's
and we'll do some. We'll probably do a little bit of an interview on location as well. So we get a.
I would love it. I am all about that. So I would absolutely love it. And again, I really want to bring that Battlestar Galactica back up, and just everything. I cannot wait to meet all of you guys. We can all speak the same language. It makes me happy. So I am stoked. And that helmet, dude, I am excited.
Yes.
So excited. But thank you so much. And also to our prop master, thank you so much. The costumers, there's so much that goes into this, and so people don't recognize it. And I just, as an actor, it's hard to act. I'm not gonna lie, but to put it all together beforehand, that's hard. And to get every single piece and every single nook and cranny, like you guys have been showing us, that you have my heart. So thank you
Thank you.
so much.
We can't wait.
Thank you, Diana. Appreciate your time.
Yep,
Thank you
and-
for being, a part of this project and coming on to Interfleet Broadcasting. So there is a part 2 to this, and then we'll carve out a time when you can give us a little bit more of yourself. We really appreciate it. You are very talented, and there's a lot more to you and your background, and we want more. So thank you, Diana.
Absolutely. God bless you guys. And thank you guys so much out there. I look forward to seeing you guys when I'm coming back in. So
Yep.
yeah.
Thanks.
Outstanding.
Cheers. Coffee.
Cheers, Diana. Take care.
That works. Take
Bye,
care.
guys.
All right. Wow. See, I told you guys, I've been telling you, Diana Durango, and she's in the Stranded Warrior. I told you, I mentioned it, I discussed it, and now you get to see it for yourself. And Chris,
Yep.
I know Chris came up. Chris was part of Once a Week for Life, but unfortunately didn't get a chance to witness a
I was
lot
there.
of Diana's
I
magic.
know a lot. I got to see the diner
What
scene.
scene? Which one?
Diner.
Oh, the diner scene. Yeah. You were there for the diner
Yeah.
scene. Yeah. But wait, we'll see. Dorian Keys, thank you for joining us. Award-winning sci-fi author Dorian, who is also a part of the Stranded Warrior. Dorian has stepped up and provided his talents as a musician
Who
and
would have
a
thought?
composer.
He's not only a great author, but now he's also a composer. So
Yes.
we
so
definitely
he's
reached out to
coming
him
on
as soon as
set.
we could, and we're like, "Hey, can you help us
Yes.
out?"
Oh yeah, and he took up the challenge. He's going to come on set. He's going to be with us on
I'm
May
sure we're
6th.
gonna, I'm gonna put him in the background as well. So because we need as
Oh
many
yeah, so
background people
Dorian,
as we can
be
get.
ready because we're going to probably
We have a
suit you up.
uniform for you, sir. There's no
Yeah,
doubt
we
about
do.
it.
Oh, we do. So guys, I mean, we're excited. We wanted to share the talent, right, Chris? We wanted to let
Yes.
everybody know, right? This
Yeah.
is not we're not doing a CG fan film. We went out and we were lucky enough, and George Zuvalos he's at the crux of all this,
Yep, he was
right? George
he was
Zuvalos, thank you for.
influential enough. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, so George Zuvalos, award-winning writer, producer, actor, who is starring as Captain Martin in The Stranded Warrior, was exposed us and introduced us to Diana Durango, who is now, who's cast, co-starring now in this. Well, now is part of The Stranded Warrior.
Yep.
Plus the cast that we have. You guys met,
Oh, yeah.
Tiny Bean and
Jimmy Shirts. You already met
Jimmy
Jimmy
Shirts is
Yep.
on. And we're gonna have a lot of others that are gonna come on the show. Whether it be Mr. Moynihan is gonna come
Yep,
on
Mr.
and
Moynihan's-
talk to us, right? So
Yep.
we got a lot going on.
We do. We
What is that? What do you have
a
on
whole
your
lot.
shirt?
Oh, these are you've seen these before. These are color devices.
What is
These-
that?
That's these. But I've just created new ones. So here's a trivia contest. Dun dun dun.
Oh boy.
All right. What Battlestar is this from?
Oh, come on. Someone better get this. You guys can do this. Now, there's been a slight edit.
Yeah,
this is
slight
a
edit on this
deep
one,
cut.
just so I can make it bigger and fit it better. So,
Deep cut. This is a deep
Yep.
cut for you guys that can get
and if
this,
for
man.
those people
This
who
is-
recognize it, then tell me what's missing. So that would be
Oh my
interesting.
God, that's a part 2.
Yeah.
But all right, so
That's
obviously if you see it, you know that it's going to be part of the Stranded Warrior, and that's all we're going to say.
Yep. And
Okay.
then we talked about this last week. We actually showed the picture last week. I think I still have it. I don't see
Of-
anybody's answered the question yet.
Janet Jenkins watching. Thank you,
Yep.
Janet.
I don't think anybody's picked it up yet. So
No, however,
so we showed a picture last week of it. So this week we actually have it completed.
Oh
And
boy.
here you
Here it
go.
is.
This is the
Reveal.
big reveal.
Reveal.
It was one of two.
Oh yeah. Yeah, baby. Red Wing, Tauren, Pegasus.
No,
Deep cut, guys. This is a deep cut.
that's one
That
side,
pit.
and there's the other side. So they face us opposite directions.
Okay, so
And one
yeah,
has a different eye than the other, like we talked last week. Eye of Horus and
that's
the Eye of
right.
Ra.
Anubis, that's right. Ra and Anubis. So
So that's for the
we
Battlestar Rykon. But
sorry, Lola, hard to
but
see.
the question
Detroit Red
is,
Wings, no, Paul. Not Detroit Red Wings.
it's close though. Yeah, it does look like a Detroit Red Wings.
Yeah, yes. I was so tempted to say
From a
that.
Battlestar.
Eric. Oh,
That's
Professor
actually
Padme.
from a Battlestar, people. It's actually
Yes, there you go.
You may
Hint-
not get to
hint
see it
one.
very much in the movie, but it was there.
Yeah, almost, yeah. Probably,
You wouldn't have been
I
able to
don't know
see
if
it. You got to see
Nah, you
part of
weren't
the
able to see it.
patch
Yeah.
in the movie. There's a hint for you.
Yes, and yeah, deep cut on an 8-track tape. That's right, Rob. That's how crazy that is. So we're putting that into the Stranded
Atlantia!
Warrior.
Yay! Paul got it.
Yes. Commander Kane, of course.
So
Way to
that
go.
was the
FTL
original
Forest.
intent for the Battlestar Atlantia was supposed to have this
Yes.
patch. Now, this is an actual patch from a military organization.
Yes.
So
military
they did a
unit.
lot of military pins. So this pin, I
Yes.
should say pin, this pin
Yeah,
came
pin.
from a military the transportation, one of the military transportations.
So
Just like that. So
we're bringing it in. We're using it.
Yep. And we created our
there's-
own. And now, but go
doing
ahead.
it. There's something else. Oh, easy. Easy does it. Behind you.
Yes. You
Behind
can
you.
see it.
Yeah, that's the crew chief. That's the crew chief.
Yep.
Leave it there, but that's the crew chief overalls, and that crew chief has a couple of scenes in the Stranded Warrior.
That's
So
part of the
Salvation
crew
Army
chief. I've not
Special
finished it
Forces,
yet.
No
So I
Mike.
gotta put some tape and everything on
Is
it.
there
But
a patch for the rising star? I don't know.
no,
Rob.
there was
I don't
one
think-
for the transport vessel,
yeah,
which was
and
another
for-
military. The H.
Yeah, yeah.
Was it was like
So
there's a
bring
bunch of
that patch
different ones.
back up.
Want to see the patch? So yeah,
To
we
see the
went. And,
patch.
for those people that are going to show up, you may get one of these. There you go.
That's incredible. That's
That's
one of the
Battlestar
Battlestars
Rykon.
that we.
I mean,
that
not
we've
Battlestar Helios.
created. The Helios. Our Battlestar is the Helios, and
And this
that's,
doesn't do it very good. This thing's shiny as can be.
Oh, it is kind of shiny. It's really nice, and yeah. So we are. Yep, that's a patch. That's one of the patches. So we made some of those up, and Mr. President, that was my son. So yeah, guys, we're having some fun with this, and again, thank you everyone for donating and making the Stranded Warrior happen.
Oh yeah,
And it just proves that there is the need. It proves that there is the want, and we're going to bring this to life. You guys have now met several of the actors, and we just brought you Diana Durango. Unfortunately, we only got a little bit of her time on this show, but she's going to come back, and we're going to have a lot more fun, and it's going to be incredible. We're also going to try to do some live streaming while we shoot.
I will do some
and
live
we
streaming
also-
while we shoot, and then I actually have
sci-
a 360-degree camera.
Yeah.
So when we do behind the scenes, we'll shoot maybe a scene where we'll everybody watch it, but you'll be able to turn the camera around on Facebook and see everybody in the scene. So
Yes.
that's kind of cool.
So, Mediocre Modeler, I hope you got to hear our shout out. We revealed Diana Durango's helmet and the headpiece that goes on it, and she was beside herself excited. And we thanked you, of course, for your work as the prop maker, prop master. And you, sir, this is to you. Thank you for all your work that you're doing to make the Stranded Warrior come to life. And
it's
Battlestar
amazing
Galactica.
the stuff that you can do.
Mhm.
I I sent him. I think, hey, what do you think of this? And all of a sudden he's like, here it is, print it up. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yep.
Thank you.
Just like, oh yeah, incredible.
Props to the prop man. There you go.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, the patch is Kim Harms is interested in the patch. That was an afterthought, Kim. It was outside of the actual campaign. This is something that Chris out of his own pocket came up with. And so we'll no promises. We'll see what we can do. We want to make sure that we bring as much detail as we could to the Stranded Warrior, because we all know that, all of us are into this, and we want to try to make this as cool as possible. It's a one-shot deal. We want to try to make it the best that we can, and this was something that Chris is donating out of his own pocket to the Stranded Warrior. So thanks, Chris, for doing that. Really appreciate it. So I'm not sure. We'll see, Kim. We'll see how we can work that out. We'll see what we can do for those that definitely show up. You heard it. Those of you that show up, Chris is going to kindly provide a patch for those that are going to be involved physically there. So yeah. Sure. Yeah, look at that. And that is Mediocre Modeler, working his magic, man. Look at that. That is just insane. And, mixing all of these elements with the talent that we have coming to the Stranded Warrior, guys, not to mention we're going to put it out there, right? We're going to get as much publicity out of this in terms of, the fact that it's a passion project, because we strongly believe that Battlestar Galactica deserves the attention that we can get for it, and that the fans of Battlestar Galactica are up to the challenge, and that we're still out there, and that we exist, and we have talent just like the Star Wars fan films, just like the Star Trek fan films, that we kind of deserve a place up on that.
Definitely.
Up on that
and
bench
Jar Jar
well.
Binks is coming. He's got to have a fan film sooner or later.
Oh, I'm sure he does. I don't know how well he ends up, but yeah. It's going to be magnificent. I think David will. We're putting our hearts into this, and we're putting our time and our money into it, and I think we're gonna do a good job. We're gonna do the best job we can with of course, started with your help, and now we're gonna take it over to the other levels as far as we can go. So yeah, and we're looking forward to conventions, guys. So screenings will come.
Are a lot of a lot of the actors have never been to a convention before.
Correct.
So they're excited about going to a Comic-Con. Like, I've never been to one before. Like, come on down. Let's have some fun. We go to all the time.
World. Yeah, and that's a big plus for us, because we're exposing them to the world that we kind of know a lot about, and that's a lot of fun as well. So yeah, hope to see you guys at the shows. I know Dragon Con's going to be a big draw, Chris.
Yes,
everybody's coming down.
I wish we haven't heard anything else on the Viper coming, so I'm guessing that's not going to happen. But
that may not happen. But
that would have been great. But we can still have a great showing. I think we can still have a great photos. We always have a photo session on Sunday with all of the people, and I've shown photos here online that for those show ups that it's just 50 or 60 people in Battlestar Galactica stuff, new and old.
And we're gonna do a meetup, and we're also going
to do a dinner, I think, somewhere. I'm sure.
A dinner. We're gonna put together a dinner for all BSG. So we're gonna probably reach out to all the fan clubs and fandoms out there that are BSG related, so that we can all get together and have a great time with this. Of course, we'll be broadcasting live from Dragon Con. We'll be doing that, and I expect that it's the 45th Yarn Party. Yeah, and Awesome Con. Yep. So we expect that at Dragon Con, Chris, I would imagine we'll probably be able to do the parade again, since we did it last time.
Yes, I hope so. And I'll have to reach out and see if we can. If you want to march in the parade, we can probably do that too.
Oh, that'd be cool too. So yeah, man. I mean, look, guys, this is it. This is our thing. This is our time. So I think we're going to have a really, really fun time at all the shows and the conventions. We really appreciate everybody's help and support. And a
Yeah,
lot of you
it's
guys
been amazing. So for a
oh,
while there, it was like, we're going to do it. And then you fans stepped up and even made it more possible, better,
yeah.
better for us
Oh, yeah.
to get better equipment and better things. And I really, we've brought the A game, I think, for this. So this is going to be something that's not just somebody in a, and nothing wrong with this. I shouldn't say it this way. It's not a cell phone production. So if you can do it, you want to do a cell phone production, that's fine. There's plenty of productions of cell phone productions, but at least let's do something. So this kind of went a lot farther than I ever imagined. It's like, oh yeah, we'll do a fan film, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, we've got actors that want to come on this, and we got people that want to do the CGI, Chuck and Chris and the other people that we're looking at for getting on board, and it's like it's been snowballing. It's like, oh my gosh, this many people are interested in helping out, or this many people are doing it, and like I said, come on down, get in that Viper, fly on down to on the 6th of May and come and see us at the I can't say where we're at. I'll come see us in Astoria, New York, and then if you are coming, go ahead and make sure that you go to the event and say that you're coming, and then we'll send you the exact address. There is a listing of hotels there, and they're really not that bad. And we do have an offer from one of the female fans. Did find a hotel, and if you are looking for a place to land and you are a female and you want to come to New York, we will put you in touch with her, and that way you can have a place to stay on relatively cheap basis. We're talking double digits instead of triple digits. So she has been nice enough to offer that, and like I said, we'll put you in touch if you're a female and you want to come down. There is a place for you to stay, so don't let that stop you from coming.
Yes. So Mike, we're using the our official poster is the one that's out now with the helmet. It's George Zuvelos in his flight helmet, and we're gonna obviously populate it with all of the details that typically a proper movie poster will have. So at the bottom, it'll tell you who the actors and who the directors, writers, and all. It'll be done it'll be formatted.
It's all on that. It's all in that picture. It's just really hard to see.
Yeah. So we're gonna have it all set up with the more of the actual names and all that good stuff. But this is it, The Stranded Warrior, starring George Zuvelos, who we've interviewed on a past show not too long ago. And, of course, we had Diana Durango on today, which was incredible. Right, so we just got a little tidbit. Craig Martelle, incredible writer, sci-fi military writer.
I'm excited to listen to. I'm finishing up Black Flags in Blue. Was it Black Flags in Blue Waters? Which is the history of the pirates along the east coast of the United States in the 1700s. So I'm finished. I've only got 2 hours left on that one, and then I'm going to jump into the new Battleship series that he's got. So I've already have it. I will download it tomorrow because I've only got a little bit left since I go back and forth to work so much, and driving and sitting in traffic here in wonderful DC. I have a lot of time to listen to music. Or I listen to books.
Well, look, guys, again, we really appreciate our community. So not only our Interfleet broadcasting community, but the community of science fiction at large. Not to mention, of course, our BSG community, but you guys here at IFB and all of you guys that watch us later. Thank you very, very much. All of you guys make a big difference. And we enjoy having you on, and we enjoy everybody that watches us later. The numbers speak for themselves, Chris. If you see our last show, I think it's over 8,000 views. So it's making its way to 10,000. The one right before that is also, I think, over 6,000 views. So from around the world, thank you, everybody.
Yep. So
We really, really love having you on, and sharing our passions with you, and now sharing our passion project, the Stranded Warrior, and it's exciting. It really is exciting.
nerve-wracking as well.
Yes.
Are we gonna get? Is it gonna ship in time? Is it gonna be here in time? Is it gonna get made in time?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of nail biting going on as well. So
Yeah. That's for sure.
it's part of the fun,
Super
though.
Night guys, thanks. Thank you, Fran. Thanks for supporting.
Yep.
It makes a big difference. All
Fran,
of you makes a big
Brigitte,
Super
Kim, all
Fran,
those
Kim,
people who donated for
Kim,
the
and all of
show
you
and
guys,
everything. It's great.
which we will be reading a list
Yep. They'll be on
of
the
all of
credits.
you,
Yep.
and yep. But we're gonna announce here on the show, right, Chris? We'll name the
Hmm.
names, and then of course those of you will be in the thank you and stuff, and yeah, great show had John won. Thank you for doing your part, right? It's
Yep.
all about the team, so thank you guys, and Chris.
That's it. So thanks again. We will be back next Thursday. We'll probably be posting some more updates in the next couple of days on the Stranded Warrior page, as well as the Indiegogo. Like I said, the Indiegogo is getting ready to shut down, so that's okay. Well, we did really well, and we're excited and thankful. But it's because the fans do fuel the fleet. In this case, the fans have stepped up and said they wanted to see a original Battlestar Galactica fan film with acting and everything else in it. So we're very happy that you helped support that. But
Yes.
because of one thing for sure, because the fans fuel the fleet, and you guys just are amazing. Thank you so
You're
much.
the best. Thanks for tuning in. We love having you on board, guys. So don't forget, keep clicking the thumbs up. Don't forget to tell your friends about our show. And if you want to contact us, our email is info@interfleetbroadcasting.com. Stay safe. See you at the next show.
Yep.
And keep the faith.
Yeah. Keep the
Here's
faith.
to you, all of you. Thank you for everything, guys. All the
Take care.
best. Fans Fuel the Fleet.